Alright, this is the first of the BTR tournament, the recent BTR tournament that's announced. I'll throw up a link. But basically it's a North Korea deck versus a South Korea deck. And I say no pros were allowed. So I won't say they're bad because I have no idea how good or bad they are. But anyway, we're going to jump into the first game, and we've got Kakia playing South Korea on the right, and Rick Harrison playing North Korea on the left. I'm pretty sure that's their regular conquest sort of points and game time, and I mean conquest, normal income, sort of all that sort of stuff, normal time. And I won't go into too much detail of the units because they're all going to be using the same units. And I'm not sure if the same map's played either. But we'll just get into it. Let's just get down to +1. Interesting, we've got Rick Harrison going pretty heavy on the tanks. Quite early into Hotel. That's usually a pretty good move. If you're blue, you really want to be getting this forest pretty early. It's hard for red to get back in. Looks like he's mismicroed the BTRs there. He's probably trying to send them to the middle. Plenty of BTR 80s. They've probably got Yekjon days or however the fuck you say it. And probably some JSDF Rangers and some Hans or something. You can have any specialization you want, and you can also go general if you wanted to. So interesting move, putting the Iglis back in the back here. I'm not sure why the BTR is so far back. It could be mismicro. Heaps of Yakyondes and some Bochongsus quite close together as well. Interesting. Chomo Ho's coming up. He might want to get that recon up a bit closer so he can actually see those units. Got some K1s in the back that should be able to do some damage, especially with this infantry once getting in. M36s, really good fire support unit. I mean, what more is there to say? They can kill the super heavies. But interesting, both teams have left this forest open to start with. Rick's actually got no infantry, whereas Kakia's really invested in taking this forest, which is a pretty good move in my opinion. And Rick's got a lot of infantry invested over here, but he's not doing a whole lot with it. And looks like, sorry, I've got a fucking really itchy eye. These Chamhos are going to get chewed up. That last one's not going to last very long on 1 HP. So we're going to get pushed out. I killed it, there you go. So we're at a +0 right now, but Rick's got another CV coming in for Bravo, and he's actually making a push up here as well. It looks like Kakia's taken this whole top side of the map. Nice combination. Yakyonde is a really good anti-vehicle. Bochong's just a good line infantry. These Jiksa Hawagi Barnes, they're not too bad. We see a lot more of the Hans. They actually could be Japanese, which is why I'm not seeing them. Yeah, and look, Kaki's being really aggressive. He's noticed this push and he's just being really aggressive and pushing further into here. I'm not sure why the infantry into this block. That's a bit of a nothing. Well, it might be okay now, but to do that so early on, it's kind of a waste. He probably should have pushed those infantry up and put them into this forest at least. KAFVs taking care of those BTR 80s. Interesting spot for the UAZ. I guess he's gone for a irregular position, but we're just going to go over here as Kakia is taking this zone. Interesting. I was going to say no recon, but he's clearly got 2 KFVs there. A little bit close for my liking, but I guess if you're further away, you're not going to be able to see the Bochongsus. And those Bihos are lagging behind a little bit. And I mean, this 25 is the only thing that's really stopping this entire push coming into Delta. So it looks like Rick's a bit lost in Delta. So he either needs to start packing up some of these and sending them to defend the CV, or back into this town, or push them further in. As he is sitting at a +1, but he's got completely no map control. And obviously there's a bit of a ranked difference in these two players. That's not always everything, but right now there's a bit of a difference, honestly. Obviously. This is another, I don't know if it's a miss micro, if he's concentrating somewhere else, but like he knows that there are units that have come into this area, so why would you be trying to push them past? The Beho absolutely tearing the Yakyondays to shreds here. There you go, 2 squads just down straight away. These BTR 60s would be some nice fire support against these units here. 0 recon, again, not going to be able to see much. But he's really investing now into that defense there. Bo Chongsu's injured. Beho might get killed off by the Bo Chongsu. No, instantly stunning them. But getting taken down to 1 HP, it should go down. Yep. SU-100s come out. They used to be quite popular because of the high HE damage. We might see a fair few of them. Actually, I'm thinking of the other one, the USSR one maybe. But yeah, I mean, Kakia has this map completely locked down. He can really start putting the pressure on if he wanted to by putting some CVs in. He's going to neutralise the tick right now with Alpha, but I mean, he's got 2 more points that he could be utilising. And I mean, he can basically spot everything coming out of the zone. And he really needs to kill off this K1. It's only on 1 HP, but it's probably doing most of the damage, to be honest. Yeah, he needs to kill it. And he's failing to do so. Now I'm pretty sure North Korea gets the Q5D. That would be probably pretty good here, although the Beho's there. If he concentrated those S100s on Beho, he could have come out and hit that K1. But right now, I mean, look, he's like, has he forgotten that they're there, or just like a last-ditch effort here? So we've got a couple of minutes to go, but it's obviously a pretty quick match. Depending on how the other matches go, I might get a second game in this first cast sort of thing. I'm not sure what this Chomaho is shooting at. It's just not firing at the K1, I don't think. And the AH is just going to clean it up. Yep. Expensive recon. I mean, it's got very good optics, but it's super expensive. I'm not exactly sure what other recon choices. Now he brings in an Enigla. Like, dude. Yeah. What's the point of bringing an Enigla if you got all these fucking ground units? You're going to kill 1 unit. And in fact, the copper there trades. So there you go. This is probably going to be over. Yep. This game is pretty much done. He's got no units. He can't bring any more units in. There's a recon, low HP tank, and I mean, it doesn't need AA right now, but he's still got weapons on his CV, and these 5 So Chong-Sus will easily be able to take this with all this fire support. CV coming in, I'm sure he'll be just taking it straight to Delta. No reinforcement. He's moving away his fire support. Like, keep them near, so that once your infantry starts engaging and they're locked up with their LMGs, then you bring these in, and they should just melt what's there, to be honest. pretty bad macro. Like, what is the point of that? You bring them across to kill off infantry in the field, but he's got fucking tanks there. He's not moving his CV. He's not even trying to protect it. I think he just knows the game's done. Yeah, let's wrap it up, and we'll get on the gaming. Yep, K1 just walks in, gets a kill on the CV. Well, yep, there you go. Other CV's down. So there you go. Kakia moves ahead, and he'll play either, well, according to the Reddit thing, he'll play either the winner of Cancer Map Seriously or the Churisa. So we'll have a look once they get to that. Alright, welcome to game number 2 of the BTR tournament. We've got Cancer Map Seriously, aka Firestarter. No, it's not Firestarter. And we've got the Churisa. It looks like Churisa is doing North Korea, and this guy's doing South Korea when nuclear winter. So let's just fast forward. Classic. So it's usually nuclear winter usually sees a pretty big push from blue to get to alpha rather quickly. Delta, the fight's usually between Alpha and Charlie, the 2-pointers here. But since these Foxtrot and Hotel became 2-pointers, they're actually quite hotly contested as well. Can I tell if there's any interesting? He's gone with an ASF to start with. I was trying to see if there's any specialization here, but I don't think there is. Not that I can see anyway. K1 possibly could be mech. I'm not sure though. Doesn't look anything there. I don't think there's any specialization here either. No, I don't think so. And he's forgotten to take his CV across, which is really going to take its time to get across now. Whereas we've got a CV coming in already, which is obviously a good move. So there's a CV now. And now, so he's calling in units, but they're going to come in all the way from Echo, which is going to take absolutely forever. Interesting move, putting the seals there. He probably got to push up and actually drop them in alpha. It looks like Churisa is actually going pretty heavy in Delta, and he's actually trying to push across into Hotel as well, which is generally a good move for Red. T-72, first tank being rallied out. This actually could be mech. Yeah. I think it might be, but I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, the blue side here is just taking a long time to get his units out of vehicles. He obviously hasn't queued up those orders or anything. Good use of this UH-60Ps here just to cut off any helicopter push or anything like that. But as you can see, Delta's quite undefended. I mean, it's got seals in there, but they're not the greatest. There's not actually a whole lot of action happening yet, which is interesting. They've both gone quite passive. But with that 72 coming out, it looks like Chiro's going to try and really push Delta. Whereas the blue players, sorry, I don't like saying his name. Blue players really trying to get into Alpha here. A lot of infantry that he hasn't unloaded, but I think he's okay with that. Interesting that these ZSDs have just gone straight past his defences into Hotel here. He probably could just keep pushing that. Maybe he's just going to wait it there so he can hit a CV. As the push comes in, both by blue into alpha and by red into delta. Plenty of Bo Chongsus, bloody So Chongsus. They're pretty statistically similar, I think. I think it might come down to fast support and weight of numbers. It's probably what's going to be more actually. Way more Bo Chongsus. Good use of the Bib Bang Chong pose to cut off any fast support coming in down the road. Interesting Peace Pheasant. That's going to be pretty close. That's actually not a bad bomb right there. Probably would have preferred to go on the Bo Chongsus, but what can you do? These actually doing quite a bit of damage on these vehicles. K1 comes in. Got some Gong Bong Yong. Gong. I don't even know what I said. Reinforcements coming in there. And blue's actually trying to reinforce hotel. Interesting. Churro went with a 3 CV start and he's been ticking at a +2 for quite some time. I didn't see a CV go down here by blue, but he definitely wants to get either CV into Charlie or hotel, just to at least even up that tick. And red's doing a really good job here of reinforcing. More units, probably want to empty those transports. Yep. Probably could have done a little bit earlier and had the KAFVs even back here or something. ATS 103. It's got HE. Yeah, not bad HE. I'm not sure what happened to that T-72. It could have come in and the SEALs could have killed it before they got taken out themselves. Interesting, both teams are pretty light on the AA. They've got a BHO here, we've got Pongay and Pongay, but that's about all I can see, especially on this side. And there's not much on this side either, just the Mistrals. Finally, a CV gets rallied out, but he's given up basically half the game points. Yakyonde's come in. That's a good choice, especially with that fire support that blue was bringing in. Yakyonde's are really good at dealing with vehicles. It looks like he's locked down alpha, which is a good move. A bit of a standstill right now. Peace Pheasant comes in. He's probably going to go for a bombing run on all this stuff. Just try and get a good line. Watch it probably turn in. Maybe he's going for here. No, he's getting a good line. It's a really good bombing run, but again, he's got nothing to fill that vacuum. Not much happening on this side. And blue's actually CV up Charlie as well. So he's gone to a +2. I mean, there wasn't much pressure on the time or anything, but he was losing a tick. Churisaw has actually brought in another CV, which will even up the tick. But he's just hasn't brought into the zone. And I think that was another CV, yep. So there's that CV going in. Not a lot happening. Just got T-63 probing. If these Waggy barns were in that front building, they would have killed that off easy. Looks like blue could be going for... There you go, see. Oh, I said easy, but a little more difficult than I thought. Pretty decent push possibly coming in. Those vehicles going ahead of the infantry, which is a bad move. He's stopped it, that's a pretty good micro. You always want your infantry going in first. filling out the town. These Gongbyongs are not firing. There they are. Stun the Bochongsus. Interesting, we've got this. I didn't see this. I don't know if it must have come around the side here because I didn't see that happen. Nonetheless, it's killed off. I mean, this was it's only a Jeep. I thought it was an armored APC. I thought it was this one. Nonetheless, it's killed off a CV, taken out a reinforcement point, and even up the tick. Have we got a CV coming in here? Doesn't look like it. But it looks like Blue's really killed off anything of Deltas in this. Sorry, anything of the red team in Delta here. M36s backed up with this K1 should deal with all these Bochongsus as long as they don't get side-shotted. Yeah, they should be okay. Especially if you brought up that Cobra just a little bit further up. Again, South Korea is resource thirsty, so it's you're going to see a constant calling out of cargoes. Double peace run coming in. T90S actually killed off those two M36s. Big 29. It's going for CV hits. I'm not sure where this other one's going. And Red actually evac'd his ASF. Oh, that's a rocket peace run. Peace pheasant. God. I think it actually went down. T90S down to 1 HP as well, which is good for the blue anyway. Lots of reinforcements here for red. Oh, this is a bad micro move. Yep. And the lack of AA here, complete lack of AA for blue. I mean, I think his only unit was that the Biho, which is now gone all the way back. Although, yeah, just called out another one. There's that block 52, the seed / ASF plane. It's an animal. He's brought in a CV, but it's definitely not secure. But I guess he needs to. If he evens up the tick with only 20 minutes to go, if he can hold it for a couple of minutes, then that if blue was to go to +1, he wouldn't be able to catch him. Peace run comes in. Peace pheasant, sorry, it's a peace pheasant. Kills off that recon. It's an amphibious one, I believe. It's like one of those duck boats, you know, that you go on tours and shit in. It's actually not that much stuff here by red either. It's all at the back. We've got marked up some mortars. Can he actually see that? I sure he can. Yeah. Let's be at this OH6. Good placement of the jixers, and good use swapping them out as well. Swapped out the empty ammo ones. Again, that's a South Korea. It's really a Blue Dragon issue. The supply. You got to make sure, like Blue Dragon especially, you got to make sure your supplies are on point. Peace Pheasant comes in, kills off that 72 and one of the ATSs, and he's going to go for a bomb as well. And that's a rocket one. Kills off both mortars. Block 52 is going to kill off that MiG-29 easy. Steady stream of the most likely Yak Yondays. No, they're not upbedded enough. So I'm not sure what they are right now. I don't think they're Bochongsu. I don't think you get them in BTR 80s. Although I could be wrong. T9S back to full health. It's not really being utilised, but I guess he's scared about the Peace Pheasants. And he's actually pulled out. Oh, look at this. Bit of a trade here. There you go, gets the kill. Gone to +3, so now Red's worried, and I'm pretty sure his CV just got killed off as well by the Jixers. I saw that out of the corner of my eye. Bit happening now. Blue's definitely got control of the sky with this Block 52 as well as the KA, the fucking 16F or C or whatever the fuck it is. So yeah, that Huey might have come up here. I'm not sure if Churro can actually see. I can. Maybe this thing spotting it. Alright, sorry about that. I had someone at the door. I can't even remember what happened. But anyway, maybe it was Blue having air superiority. So Blue's got quite a few planes, although that one goes down. But that's okay because he's got such good map control as well as units on the field. Use of planes is really good if you've got map control, but as I've probably said before, if you've got no units on the field, don't buy air stuff. ATS doing some fair bit of damage here on these Sochongs with that 3 HE damage and pretty decent range as well. And all these recoilless rifles are now getting caught out because they're out of ammo. He really should just bounce them back a building so that they're not under fire, so they can actually rearm. Lots more reinforcements coming in, and the 63 and the Spag actually got taken out, and Blue's actually inside Alpha, which is interesting. He's also got an out of ammo K2000 there. T90 pushing up. I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, Peace Pheasants came out, and they might actually get some side shots. No, I don't think so. One gets down to 3 HP. That should kill it off, but they both miss. Only down to 1 HP. And Seed and Air superiority to back them up, which is a good move. With even more units, I'm pretty. The amount of infantry this guy has, he's got to have a mech deck. Interesting. Bringing out this, not exactly sure what it's for. Again, you're losing ground quickly in Delta. Why would you bring out a 75-point MLRS? Blue's gone to quite a big lead now, with only 8 minutes to go. There's 70% of the points, and he's still ticking at +1. There's a red CV there, but he's got nowhere to put it, to be honest. So that 75-point MLRS is doing fucking nothing. BTR 80's taking out these M36s. 3 more mortars, that's another 120 points. You had 2, now you've got 3 more. It's like almost 200 points in artillery. That's not even firing right now. Bombs come in. The CV's been neutralised. And those mortars are actually being fired upon by Blue's single mortar. I prefer doing this in 1v1s than this and this. Yeah, so look, it was neutralised, but look at all this stuff, can just walk in and clean that up. Pretty decent push here on the red side. By the red side, sorry. Red should also be noticing this, and obviously the 60p coming in with probably Bo Chong-Su's, because if that supply truck's captured by Blue, he's got to know that there's a Blue unit in there. Beho could be a good move across here just to kill off this infantry with the fucking twin KCBs. Yes, airfighter coming out, but wow, Blue's actually got quite a lot of air now. A lot. He's got two 16Cs. He's got a 52D. He's got at least two rocket Peace Pheasants and a single bomber. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. Bochonks, who's backed up by the T90S. Good move. And this could actually put it back at a +1 to Churro. Got lots of infantry in Delta here by Blue that needs to be unloaded. But obviously his concentration is probably right here, right now. So this is a good example of how sort of gaining the skies without losing, without not reinforcing your ground units can be super effective. Because usually you just see your ground units losing ground and then heaps of air, but there's no point in doing that. I've probably fucking mentioned that like 1,000 times, but he really grinds my gears. Peace Pheasants just on the outer, killing off stuff. He's probably looking for that T90S. So Chongsu might actually get a shot here. Yep. Oh, actually, that was the Peace Pheasant. So I don't think Blue's going to get to 500, but he's he's ahead far enough to definitely take this victory. And that is most likely going to wrap up game number 2. Going to Blue here. It's interesting to see how different players play different decks, even though there's the same nations. Here's a BM21. Like, I don't know, he must have thought the CV was in the town or something, but it's a waste of a buy. And I got another 45 seconds. Let's just speed it up because it's not going anywhere. That push was wiped out. T90S is just there, ready to go, but time's going to run out. And that's going to be a GG. So Cancer Map seriously is going to move on, and he's going to play Kakya, who is the winner of game number 1. And they're going to play in round 2 of this tournament. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one where we have game 3 and game 4.